Hello everyone, my name is Tanya and today I'm going to present my first assignment, that is working with pivot tables. So the first step to working with pivot tables is downloading a dataset. So I have downloaded a dataset of 100 countries and it has various characteristics such as electricity consumption, birth rate and death rate. Because of the pandemic situation going on today, I thought that it's a better idea to, just have the data for the birth rate and death rate for every country so that we can pay attention towards the health and the illness that is causing the increase in the death rates of the various countries. So that's the reason why I selected this data set today. I have mentioned the link for the data set also in the presentation. So this is the link from where I have downloaded my dataset, and this is the dataset that I have downloaded for the countries. So this is my CSV file that is downloaded from the dataset. Now, after downloading the dataset, basically I have cleansed the data so that it becomes easier for creating pivot tables and charts. So after having my data in a CSV that is a text format, I have converted my text into columns by using a delimiter, which is a semicolon, and I have got this in columns. So this becomes my raw file basically, which I will be using as my base data. Now I have selected a few columns from here which I require for my pivot table, that is the country, area, birth rate, death rate, electricity consumption, which is actually in kilowatts, but I also needed a megawatt column, so I have created one more column for electricity. So this is how I have cleansed my data. Now I'm going to create my pivot table. So the first thing for creating my pivot table is I will select my data source that I want. So I want column A, I want column D, C and D. So I want these three columns. So I will select my data source and I will insert a pivot table over here. So this is my pivot table that I have created for the birth rate and death rate for every country. I have also created one more pivot table for showing the energy consumption for every country. So this is the pivot tables that I have created. After creating pivot tables, I will be creating a chart for the pivot tables. So the first chart that I have created is for the birth rate and death rate. So this is the chart that I have created. For creating the chart, I will first select my data source, that is my pivot over here, and I will insert a pivot chart. So this is the pivot chart that I have created. Now the pivot chart here, I have added a chart title, which is this. I have added axis titles, which is countries, which is for the horizontal title, and death rate and birth rate, which is for my vertical titles. So I have used a dual chart over here. I have used a bar graph for representing my birth rate, and I have used a line graph for representing my death rate. Now with this chart, we can analyze the increase in the death rate. For example, we can keep a criteria where if the death rate is more than 80% of the birth rate, then the health and illness ministry should be checked well of that country, that what is the main reasons for the increase in the death rate, and then simultaneously can be worked upon for that particular illness. So that is about the analysis that can be done from this chart. I have also created one more chart for electricity consumption per country. So we can see like which countries have the maximum electricity consumption and what are the reasons for the maximum electricity consumption in that country. So this is the two charts that I have created for birth rate, death rate and electricity consumption. This is the video link where I have uploaded the video for this presentation as well as the working. So you can have a look in for this video on this particular URL. Thank you so much. I hope it was a presentation that was as per the requirement, and have a good day. Thank you.